Hey people, injured here, 3v3 faction war. This is Estia Province and Imperial Guard versus Space Marines. Game 1 for the blue Imperial Guard team. We have Yarrick as a Commissar Lord. Good offense and support. Fights in melee combat begins with a refractor field. This is the Steel Legion elite scheme. Alongside Adila's Inquisitor, offensive commander, lots of great control abilities. Fights in melee combat by default but can get ranged weapons, has a bit of support too. And rounding off this blue Imperial Guard team is Angry Bird's Lord General, fights range combat, has a retinue to help him out, awesome defense and support capabilities, can also add to this retinue throughout the game to give him more abilities. Red Space Marine team, we have Noisy as a force commander, very good offense, fight in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Some Ultramarines here. Alongside Toilailee is an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a target heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Blood Ravens on show, and rounding off the Red Space Marine team is the Black Crusaders of Zato's Techmarine. Starts off range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair. He's shooting up the Lord General on the east side. Meanwhile, west side, it's Noisy's Force Commander versus Yarrick's Commissar Lord. Sentinel up. Sentinel up also for Angry Bird. Adila with double guardsmen. It's a bit strange to see. There's Hammer of the Witches right on the Apothecary's face. And he is tying up those poor guardsmen. Getting very tight. They managed to break this wall somehow. Something must have been knocked into it with great strength. Good special attack. Apothecary still being focused down the guardsmen. Can't really take much cover there. Here comes scouts to help out. He's going to force his Apothecary off. Oh, there's a heal on himself. Look how much XP the Apothecary's got already. Here comes some tactical marines from the west side, but Yarrick is right there to support. Sentinel behind. Commissar Lord puts his shield up, needs it to get into combat there, and goes straight after that Apothecary. Almost takes him out, but he does get away. Nice special again on his tactical marines, and a decent start for the Imperial Guard. There's a nice stomp on the Blood Raven tactical marines from the ground pound upgrade. Guardsmen being tied up while the Commissar Lord doing work with his default weaponry and forces them off. Does not get a model though. All of that work and you don't get a model. Scouts behind cover shooting at some guardsmen. So Imperial Guard versus Space Marines, a very interesting matchup, one that I don't see all that often. Not sure what to expect from this. Two factions that can snowball pretty hard into tier 3. Space Marines perhaps more so. But I think we're going to see strong starts from the Imperial Guard as long as they use their Sentinels well. I think the Sentinels are vital in the first engagements. As you can see, Adila not actually going for a Sentinel. He's gone straight into Capuchins. If he had that Sentinel up early on, he might have done a bit better in his first engagement, but he was able to get these quick Capuchins up, chasing down these Devastators now. Capuchins, of course, have power melee weapons, so they will be very dangerous to Marines in close combat in tier 1. They don't have a melee charge or anything though, so it can be tricky for them to actually get into melee. Shotgun blast on the Force Commander, but he used Battle Cry, so was not knocked over. There's the All Reliable, and they're going to get stomped as well, I think. There's the stomp as well. Only gets one model though. Inquisitor coming to the west side to support, has the Holy Brazier already. Awesome piece of war gear. Gives her a power melee weapon and Holy Fire. And look at this from the Force Commander. Chain Sword and Storm Shield. Great piece of kit. Will allow him to walk through all that piercing damage from those las guns pretty easily, but he's forced off here and dropped a tactical marine model and loses a couple of Devastators. Really good Sentinel play, and that western flank from Yarrick has a multi-laser turret up. There's that Holy Pyre going off, and he's going to take back the west side. Meanwhile, mid, it's Angry Bird, who has some Capuchin Devils of his own. Assault Marines for Toilailee. He's got double Assault Marines, in fact. Here's a second squad coming out of base there. That could be pretty tricky. He needs to keep his Sentinel alive. He needs to repair that thing up. The Lord General cannot repair, by the way. He has the Medical Sergeant to support those Capuchins early on. Also getting the Flak Jacket for some defensive buffs. Tactical Marines with Flame Up, ready to go bash that power after this engagement, I imagine, if they win it, assuming they do win it. There is that Flak Jacket up. And the Sentinel's going to go down, he's going to lose it. That's a big blow for Angry Bird. He might replace that guy once he sees double assault marines jumping around. And we might see power bash. Zato biding his time well. And is going for the gen bash with devastator support to lock out any defense. Force commander forced to retreat, has got artificer and chainsaw the storm shield, so he's super defensive and tanky right now. 2 range damage. Catechins, shotguns going after the assault marines. Can the blue team defend their gens here? They're trying hard. The flamer marines are pretty low on health, having to back away. But here comes double ASM. Catechins throwing and all reliable in there, and they dodge the jump pretty well. 455, 409. A staggered jump by the assault marines. There's another jump as Catechins need to get the hell out of there. They can't fight 2 squads with Apothecary support. They might go down, in fact. I think he's going to lose them to bolt pistols. He does lose them. Ouch. Big blow for Adila. Goes tier 2 though. Yarrick already there. Zato now goes. Holy Pyre helping to force off the Devastators. We do have that advanced targeting. Oh, takes out another model with the plasma pistol. That was pretty lucky. Can they push through and bash themselves? No. Still have Toilailee's double assault marines to deal with here. And here's a drop pod coming in for more tactical marines. Right on the face of some guardsmen. Wow, he's going for a massive infantry heavy build with Apothecary support, obviously. Chimera on the way for Yarrick, and they can't get the red team off their gens. They're going to lose, I think, the entire farm. Some guardsmen here. What can they do, though? So, tier 2. Basically, I think the Imperial Guard just need lots of killy stuff, which sounds easy. Maybe some Stormtrooper with assault kit. Try to time those grenades. They basically just need to kill stuff. They can't let the Space Marines level up and ramp up into their tier 3 death march. Manticores obviously will be useful against big blobs of infantry, especially if Toilailee runs around with this big blob like this. 455, 304. Ogrins are tempting, but honestly, I think those guys are overpriced these days. I know it's only coming from 3v3 experience, but 90 power to get them out, right? 25 power for the squad leader. By the time you get their bonehead leader out, they cost as much as Terminators almost, if you subtract the rather hefty red cost. But that's a hell of a lot to dump on a squad, especially with all the plasma and power weapons flying around in a team game, and the fact that they're just a melee squad. That's all they are. They can disrupt, sure, but they can't do anything fancy. I mean, there's so many ways to just stop a melee squad in its tracks with a single well-timed click in this game, especially in a team when you're fighting against 3 players. Can be hard to use those guys. They were really helped out by the fact that they can get into chimeras now, and you can support them better with chimeras, but I've not really seen that utilised very much. Maybe players just forgot about that. Yarrick does have a chimera. Angry Bird getting a chimera of his own, and that's a Basilisk Flare. No, it's a Manticore strike from Adila. Misses everything, but now they know there's a Manticore, so then they're going to be a bit more careful. Look at these double assault marines marching around with the Apothecary is getting thunder and lightning on both of them, so he could go Manticore hunting with those guys. There's the Holy Fire, debuffing the damage of those marines and doing a little bit of damage at a time. These guys need to back away though, because that's a flamer. Chimera is up. There we see the incoming buff from the flak jacket. Toilailee backs away, but has been keeping the pressure up on that gen farm. Meanwhile, Yarrick doing really well on the west side. Has Noisy pushed back to base. Hasn't been able to take a squad. Devastator's coming back out here. They've got the squad forced to retreat, and a full retreat here. Does he have? Oh, he does have the beacon up from the mobile base Chimera. That's why he's retreating out there so quickly. Can come just back to the Chimera and go back out into the field. Nice play. Zato decapping Bootie's natural. Missile launcher smacking the Manticore on front armor. Look at the damage it did. Just 275 hit points on the Manticores. And Ogrins hit the field for Adila. Supporting them perhaps with Interrogator's armor. No sign of it yet. I mean, you do have a lot of awesome support abilities for Imperial Guard to use on the Ogrins, especially the Commissar and the Lord General. Lord General as those fire and forget buffs with big area of effect. Commissar Lord has the execution, of course, and his aura of discipline as well, which is great for Ogrins. There's a melter on the Chimera. Is he going to take it down? Very nearly takes it down. They're struggling to get Toilailee off this power here. I mean, look at it. Double tactical marines, double assault marines. That is not easy to fight for anyone with the Apothecary support. I think he needs to shoot down the Apothecary as soon as possible. I assume Toilailee is going to go for Armor of the Apothecarian here and use that advanced healing on that big blob. Yarrick's Commissar Lord goes down. There's a drop pod from Noisy to get some more tactical marines of his own. He now has 3 squads himself. It's like tax spam from 2010. 440, 219. Single cap for the blue team. Yarrick has a Manticore of his own against this wall here. Far back, but should be able to hit the VP still. Blue team finally get them off the VP. It looks like they're surging forward, maybe to try and power bash themselves. Here are those Ogrins. 1825 hit points of super heavy infantry armor with heavy melee damage and decent piercing damage from their ranged weapons also. Those Ripper guns, as you can see, doing some damage to those tactical marines as they chase. We'll see how they do in this game. 422, 217. Assault marines initiating. Ogrins, yeah, they were going to get swarmed and retreat out. Double guards them with plasma guns, as you'd expect against the amount of stuff Toilailee has. He just needs, yeah, I think they need, what can they do against his assault marines? Another sentinel and try and keep it alive with the stomp. It's so hard. There's assault marines jumping in. I mean, Inquisitor can counter-initiate with the Holy Brazier, but with Apothecary support, I don't think it's going to be enough. The Lord General can't really do that. Catechins are just going to get outgunned so easily, just stripped down, trying to get into melee. Gonna be tough. Gonna be tough. Do you just get double heavy weapon squads and try and layer them? Maybe you do that. Maybe you just do that. There's the jump on guards and full retreat out from Adila. They do have a VP lead though here, the Imperial Guard, thanks to Yarrick's efforts on this west side. There's that beacon up from the Chimera. Missile launchers are going in though, or one of them is. A 40 power upgrade, the missile launcher. But so tempting. And so good to be able to get that quick AV out on a tier 1 squad. Straight in tier 2 as you need it. 406, 217. Commissar Lord, with no upgrades on this guy, is going for stubbornness now. Going to go down here, I think. Yes, he does. And they show no fear on the tactical marines. And they're going to try and shoot down this Chimera, I think. Are they going to be able to though? 398, 217. He might lose models here. How are they still on 3 models? That's ridiculous. How are they still on 2 models? 2 models with 20 hit points. Are you kidding me? That's really, really unlucky for Yarrick not to get another model there. 389, 217. Of course, Bonner just standing in the middle of this with his Chainsword and Storm Shield buff and tanking the range damage easily. Devastator's not tanking quite as well though, down to a single model. 381, 217. What's the Force Commander doing? He's hiding there. There he is. Here comes the rest of his stuff. Got a plasma gun for some reason and a missile launcher. Meanwhile though, Imperial Guard pushing the east side. 370, 217. Gonna get a power bash in. Is it too little too late? Zato's already tier 3, has some Stone Guard veterans. Noisy also with some Stone Guard veterans. Manticore for Yarrick and Adila. Going to be very useful, that Manticore of Adila, to stop caps on their natural double ASM. Forced to retreat with the Apothecaries. Level 3 has improved medical equipment, so I think he is going to get Armor of the Apothecarian. Beacon doing work for Yarrick. Been really good for him over there. Noisy's got a Dreadnought on the way. That's going to be nasty. If he gets an assault cannon dreadnought, Yarrick can respond with the Xenos Power Claw or the Fist of Brockus or whatever and tie it up maybe with some Stormtrooper support. Yarrick has gone tier 3 though. Can he get a Baneblade up? Can he stay in contention here and get a Baneblade up? He's almost got 200 power. And look at this. Imperial Guard pushing through mid and decapping and now capping the red team's natural. What is this now? It's more tactical marines dropped in by Toilailee. He now has triple tax, double assault marines. Look at this. Like an entire company of space marines. How can they outshoot this in time? Where are those Leman Russes? They need those Leman Russes. We might see Angry Bird drop one from his global bar soon. 335216. That is that a Venerable Dreadnought or Terminators? It's a Venerable, I think, from Zato. Awesome. Here it is. This is going to be a massive, massive problem. Might see this guy get a las cannon here for Adila. Adila's now gone tier 3. Noisy and Toilailee still in tier 2. But with such strong armies. Yarrick has taken west, but here comes that Dreadnought in its default melee loadout with those 2 close combat weapons and wrist-mounted flamer. Going to be really tough for Yarrick to stop that thing. He does have a las cannon though, and there's good lines of sight on that west side. Should be able to get some shots in. There's one with that snare and damage. Ouch. Emperor's Fist on retreat. Look at this full spawner now, full support with Chainsaw, the Storm Shield and the Sacred Standard. Manticore Strike on the Stone Guard veterans there, but they do get away. Oh, he's gone for multi-melted Dreadnought. That's gonna, I think that's gonna help out Yarrick. Can get a lot of las cannon hits in before that thing gets close, and there's a Venerable stomping around, and he's gone for the Dark Aid of Technology, taking up to 20-50 hit points with melee resistance. It's tough. Come here again, repairs. Blue team pushed back to their VP, was actually capped for the triple for the Space Marines here. Look at them, you can just feel them ramping up in power here. Marines just leveling. Level 4 tactical marines from Toilailee already with 1929 hit points. Level 3 assault marines, level 3 assault marines, level 2 tax, and some level 1 tax. I wonder if he'll get Stone Guard veterans for those guys. 277-189. Manticore Strike. His Manticores are really helping him out here. Look at that. Forcing off Marines in retreat, which they may not have done otherwise. This power's completely bashed. Can they bash this one now? Or maybe steal it. There's no node. I think Angry Bird's going to try and steal it. He's got the sniper rifle for that fire on my target buff. Is he going to get a bunch of Kashyyykin alongside? Is he going for a Baneblade here? Looks like he is definitely going for a Baneblade. 260-189. And that could be good. The Baneblade could be really good here. With enough repair support, they're basically relying on melter bombs and missile launchers to take it down. Commissar Lord in retreat. Manticore Strike again. Nice hit on those Stone Guard veterans, but I think only one of the missiles hit well. Now these guys can force melee combat on those guardsmen. Multi-melted Dreadnought. Good damage to all targets from close range. Eating shots though from the las cannon. Look at the damage from that thing. Can he execute a las cannon for double damage? No. Don't think he has the energy to do so. The Chimera goes back into regular mode and drives away. Commissar Lord could really do with one of those heavy melee weapons now. Loses his las cannon though. Ouch. And down goes a Commissar Lord. Oh, Leman Russ on the field. Maybe I have to shoot down a Dreadnought this way right now. Look at this. Space Marines hitting power again. Look at this army from Toilailee. This is one player. That's insane. 3 fully upgraded tactical marine squads. 2 fully upgraded assault marines. Who needs tier 3? Have marines. There's executioners and the Holy Pyre. That's going to help out greatly with those assault marines. Ogrin is just wrecked by the Venerable. They cannot stand up to this thing. Oh, look at this. Buffed guardsmen with plasma guns doing work on those tactical marines. Catachans knocking them over, and there we see advanced healing, but there's a rocket run. Pretty nicely hit, but can't quite finish off that tactical marine squad there. And he's got the customized storm bottle now. There is the armory of the Apothecarian. And a las cannon predator from Zato. Manticore strike forces off the Marines, but that predator tank is still there. But here's a Baneblade from Angry Bird. Can they finish off the Venerable Dreadnought here? 179, 189 is 2-to-1 cap for the Space Marines, but it's so close on VPs. Yarrick needs a resurrect over here. Look at these tactical marines just hanging out with a missile launcher. Here's the Lim and Russ helping, really helping Yarrick to push. There's a Manticore, could force everything off and allow him to cap without incident. Here comes some more tactical marines though. Getting shots on the Chimera. You destroy that Chimera, the beacon will automatically blow up. So you want to focus the Chimera. Oh, there's Excruciators, or Assail as the ability is called, on those tactical marines. Nice support from Adila. Comes over to double. Now Yarrick can take this fully matured wreck point, and maybe they can. Oh, here comes Toilailee. Maybe not. Has he got triple rocket launcher? He does. Triple missile launchers. Wow. That's 120 power spent on missile launchers, and double melters as well. And there's an orbital Manticore on the big blob of Toilailee. That Lehman Russ is done for, definitely. Oh, now we have the Inferno pistol for the Inquisitor. Deal damage to all targets from close range, and gives you judgment, which could be awesome versus that blob if he gets it off, because it does area of effect damage when you put it off. Yarrick has another Lehman Russ. Not too impressive, these Space Marines. 168, 152. 2-to-1 cap for the Imperial Guard. Going to get a double, might get a triple here. Adila. Wow, he's bleeding so much, reinforcing those Ogrins. They're level 2s, they've done some work for him. But I'm sure he'd love a tank right about now. Baneblade is where it's covering their natural VP. Catechins, I don't think are going to get away. Nice demolisher here. Looks like the Catechins might get away. Sarge, level 3, does no, he does not. Bolt pistols taken down. I thought for sure he was going to get away there. What's this? It's Scout stealing that power. Is that a heavy turret dropped? No, it's a Lehman Russ dropped in by Angry Bird. Needs to keep him moving though. Uh-oh, Orbs of the Omnissiah on the Baneblade. Also hit the Lehman Russ, and here comes the Venerable. Level 4 Assault Marines, a nice rocket run again on Toilailee stuff. Uses Angels of Death, which as you can see prevents knockdown. Nicely done. Lehman Russ gets away just about, but is going to get chased down. Ouch, by the Predator tank. He lost that Lehman Russ immediately. Massive engagement here. Look at the amount of Marines. Demolisher cannon on the big blob explodes them. Wow, that was awesome. Look at the amount of dead Marines. That was like 6 dead Marines, I think. The best demolisher cannon ever. Venerable Dreadnought is still chasing this Baneblade. They don't want to lose this guy. And they do lose it, but the Predator tank is going to go down. It's a big loss. It was risky to keep the Baneblade so close up the field there. The risk hasn't paid off. The Venerable Dreadnought will now tear apart the Ogrins with its melee resistance. They can't stand against it. This guy's almost level 3. 22, 25 hit points already. Yarrick has the west side though. They have the 2-to-1. Look at this. 168, 80. Space Marines, of course, the faction war champions right now, having beaten Orcs and Tyranids, and I think only dropping 1 game in both of those series put together. So can Imperial Guard pull off the victory here? Angry Bird is thin, losing the Lehman Russ quickly, losing the Baneblade. So that Baneblade did do some work for him, but he's down to this double guardsman here. What does he get? Does he get another Lehman Russ when Toilailee has triple missile launchers? Does he just get some Kassakin? Maybe Kassakin with grenade launchers to disrupt that blob would be good. That would be good. Triple Kassakin, 1 with grenade launchers and 2 with plasma guns or something. Beacon again, doing some great stuff for Yarrick. Level 4 Commissar Lord goes down. Predator tank for Noisy, and here comes Toilailee with the assist. Here comes Adila to assist himself, and he does have another Manticore. Is this a dead Chimera? Missiles flying in, and it is. Wow. Level 4 Tactical Marines and level 3 and level 4 doing so much damage with those missile launchers in those big bursts. Ogrins in retreat. I think they needed more than one squad of Ogrins, I think, for them to be really effective. If you're running 2 of them in, then that would be better. One of them would get shot to pieces, but the other one might get in. Advanced healing on the blob, that's so scary. Manticore strike. Manticores are going to be vital now, I think. 166-34. The Space Marines have the double cap. Blue team are taking back their natural though. There's the remains of the Baneblade, now granting a heavy cover. Buffed Guardsman with plasma guns. Don't underestimate these guys. He's now got Kassakin as well. And he's a fully upgraded level 4 Guardsman, so they're not messing around with their range damage here.
Victory point acquired by our mate, sir.
2-1. Can they get the west side back, or should they just I think they might just push through the centre here, because Toilailee's here with his massive blob of stuff. Iron Halo goes up for the Force Punters, now level 8, switching to Iron Halo and Thunderhammer here. Gonna go straight after those Ogrins with that tracking special. There's a Manticore and Mines, really good combo that can be. Basilisk Flare also there. Wow, look at the damage. We just got that Manticore a bit further over. Inquisitor's trying to revive, but went down super quick. Another Living Rust from Yarrick, forcing off Toilailee's stuff, but there's a beacon right there from Zato. So this is going to be tough here. I mean, that amount of Marines with Apothecary support and beacon support, that is tough. 103-34, Orbital now. Just retreats out, but it's going to get caught really badly on retreat. Executioner Lehman Russ, which would do a great job against all those Marines, but look at the amount of missile launchers. That is ridiculous. I think they need to stick to infantry and buffing them up. Try and punish them for getting those missile launchers here. But look at the Imperial Guard now looking thin. This behemoth that they're fighting on this west side in the form of Toilailee's army, not even counting the other players. I mean, look at this thing. Are they all level 4 now? Almost. Only one Tactical Marine squad is level 3, and they're almost level 4 themselves, now getting their sergeant. He did not even bother going tier 3. 78-34, 2-1 cap for the Space Marines. It's so close, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be a big ask for the Imperial Guard to pull this around now. Angry Bird does have double Kassakin. Looks like he lost one of his guards on that orbital. No upgrades for these guys though. Oh, and they took a missile here. Talk about bad luck. Stone Guard veterans with Hellfire rounds loaded in. 63-34. They just needed one of those Manticore strikes to be a little bit better, just to wipe a couple of squads out. But look how it is now. They can just retreat back to the beacon over and over again whenever they see a Manticore strike start up. Those guards are getting way too close. There's another Manticore. And hit Noisy stuff pretty well, but again, unable to finish off squads. That's a rocket run. Ow! Setting off the mines as well. Beautifully done. Can he take a squad? He cannot quite take a squad, even with that. Level 4 Marines. Hard to shift. Really hard to shift. Inquisitor gets level 8. She's been wrecking stuff with that Inferno pistol. Has Interrogator's armor now to maybe support those Ogrins and Liber Heresius. And another Manticore on the way. And they take the west side 45-32. Can he put pressure on a natural here? Can Angry Bird? He drops of Lehman Russ. He can put pressure on. Venerable is now level 4. Look at this. 26, 29 hit points. Wow. With Techmarine and Scout repair support, needs to keep that Lehman Russ moving. He's got Melter Gun Kassakin, not something you see very often. What is this? This Terminators is Assault Terminators from Noisy. Angry Bird with a valiant effort, but I don't think... Oh wow, he's shooting the crap out of his Marines though. Imperial Guard couldn't shoot, no doubt about it. Lehman Russ gets away from the Venerable. Here comes a Predator tank. Is Angry Bird going to be able to decap? He does decap. Well played. 36-26 is so close. Space Marines though will take their natural back for the 2-1, and can they push this west side again? It's such a big ask. There's a melter on rear armor of the Manticore, but it does live. Now turns about to get that heavy bolter into play on the front. Can he drop mines and get multiple Manticores on this blob and wipe them all? Just catch Toilailee napping so he doesn't retreat. It's going to be tough. Level 7 Apothecary. 27-26. Another Manticore coming in. They're just retreating back to the beacon every time. Guardsman taken out, trying to cap, bravely trying to cap. 21-26. They need to triple this west side. I think Angry Bird needs to come over here. Maybe drop some heavy turrets down. I'm not sure how long they'd last though with all of those missile launchers again. Manticore with mines. And another Manticore strike. He's trying to tank it with Angels of Death, dropping Marines but not caring too much about it. He's just reinforcing off that beacon. I mean, it's easy to say they need to push the beacon and destroy it, but how the heck are you going to do that? 12-26. Here comes Angry Bird. There's a Basilisk creeping barrage, forcing them to retreat if nothing else. Angry Bird with his double Kasrkin with melter guns here, getting their range buffed. Getting their range buffed by the sniper rifle. More Manticores going in. Another drop pod from Toilailee to reinforce everything and give him yet more tactical Marines. Looks like he did drop a tactical Marine squad in fact. Wow, he's losing models. But it's 8-26. There's the 1-1. But look at this. Space Marines are taking the Imperial Guard natural and they are going to win this game, I think. It's been so close. A fantastic fight. There's the heavy turret. Needs to be shooting at that Predator tank, surely. Oh, Manticore takes it down anyway. 4-26 with the 2-1. And there's the game. The Space Marines take the first faction war battle. Wow. Crazy, crazy stuff. Awesome, awesome fighting across the field. Adila with those Ogres. Ogres got level 4 to be fair. Look at these guys. 25, 33 hit points. Were never quite as effective as he'd hoped, I would think. They couldn't stay in engagements for long. Just too much stuff shooting at them. Got a level 8 Inquisitor. These Manticores were absolutely awesome. Just couldn't kill enough stuff. They just kept on coming with that Apothecary and that beacon. This beacon was vital. If this beacon wasn't here, Imperial Guard, I think, might have won this game, you know, because every time they retreated there, they would have been retreating all the way back to HQ. Imperial Guard would have been capping this west side. So yeah, the beacon absolutely vital there. Look at the end of the game. Commissar Lord had the Fist of Brockus level 4. We saw that level 8 Inquisitor. Lord General level 10 with Sniper Rifle and Flak Jacket. Force Squadron level 10. At the end had Thunderhammer, Artificer, Iron Halo, but also had the Storm Shield and Sacred Standard. Apothecary level 9. And the Techmarine level 3 with the level 4 Venerable Dreadnought. Awesome, awesome first game. The Space Marines take it 1-0. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.